And we are live.
I thought it best to begin doing the Al Bundy.
The Al Bundy?
Not the rampant misogyny, but like the football thing.
Yeah. Okay. I got you. I can see it.
Oh, we're doing this, huh? So we're here. We are here.
First live recording.
Yes. So welcome, everybody, back to the Force Losers podcast, our inaugural live stream hangout, Netflix and chill, Disney Plus and Get Up in Her Guts hangout section.
Okay.
Yeah, that wasn't super awkward at all. Sorry, I am a perfect combination of high and caffeinated.
Oh, God.
So it's going to be one of those nights. Sorry.
All right.
So, real quick.
Let's
just catch up. Just chill. Just put out there. So, how the hell have you been?
Been working. Work is good. Work is peace.
No one knows why I'm laughing, but I know why I'm laughing. So
yeah. Well, I mean, I'm not talking shit, but
of course you legally cannot.
Yes, due to things, I can now legally not talk shit about my work. I will be fired and charged with defamation of character.
Yes. It's all a hoax. It's all a hoax.
It's all a hoax. Fake news.
It's all fake news.
Yeah.
Fake news.
So that's
you have to do like the Lollipop Guild motion thing that
fake
he does.
News.
He's a clown. He's a giant clown.
Okay.
He's a clown wrapped in a tool. Anyway, so yes, working for the man, as it were.
Yeah. We're now required to wear face masks.
Well, yeah.
Karens are now dialed up to like 150%.
That is true. Karens are on a rampage.
Yeah.
Like they're everywhere. You can't even go through like a Facebook scroll. Like not that I go to Facebook very often, but when I do, I'll scroll through and it's like 15 Karen videos, man. They're all over the fucking place and all of them are losing their shit.
Yep.
It's fucking well, I mean,
has become.
Well, yeah, we're living in COVID land, man. Like for those of you who don't know, we are from Texas, and you might recognize that state because it's been in the news a lot as one of like 4 major hotspots across the country. You got Arizona, Texas, Florida, and I think maybe like North Carolina or Oklahoma. Like that's the 4 that everyone's talking about because our numbers are insane.
They broke 400 like within a week, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's because like no one's staying home. Everyone's the fuck out there. Everyone's like, screw this shit.
At my wife's work, there's like 6 confirmed cases of COVID.
Yeah. Without divulging too much, I've got like a team of guys that work under me that are like 10 or 12 of them.
Yeah.
We have had multiple positive cases. So I am losing hair at an astronomical rate.
We were already, Kevin, like if you take off that hat and like reveal that half-assed pompadour,
which I will not do because we looked at that last night and I looked ridiculous. Hence the cap.
I mean, I'm flaunting mine, and I've got raggedy baldness.
I'm just telling you, if you let
isn't even graceful.
If you just let that grow like a little longer, you could pull off like the Doyle von Frankenstein from the Misfits thing.
Yeah.
That could be cool.
I wanna do like a Warhawk, maybe just straight middle.
Okay, so you want to your entire goal is to go like full Travis Bickle?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's your thing?
Yeah.
Wow, disturbing. But yeah, like
better than Jeffrey Dahmer.
Fair. But yeah, it's just weird. It's weird being here now, like in the middle. Like the initial phase of the pandemic was like, right?
Yeah.
And then like May, we start getting into a rhythm. We're like, all right, cool. We can settle into this. We can function with this. And then they start to reopen everything. And you're like, I don't know, guys. I don't know if that's going to pan out very well.
But I mean, me and you, we were one of the ones that, like, even when everyone like started focusing on other things, and you know, COVID wasn't really a problem that people really thought about, like, and started going out again. Me and you would still just work home. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we've never been fully. I've only been quarantined once. So yeah, it's weird. I can say that I've been quarantined once, not because I was ill, and I've had one COVID-19 test done so far. Yes. So I guess the pandemic's going aces for me.
Yeah, I haven't even gotten tested. I haven't even gotten quarantined.
I'm telling you right now, the rapid test that I took, the med clinic, legit, I shit you not, tried to call me to collect on the test, like to pay for it. And I was like, no, that's not on my insurance. That's my employer's deal. They're fitting the bill. And they're like, well, we're going to send you a statement anyway. And I'm like, okay, yeah, of course. It's America. Send me a fucking statement. Do you want to know how much that fucking test was, dude?
For a quick test? Oh, it's probably a couple $100.
$300.
Yeah, that sounds
$300.
Yeah, man.
For a flu test.
Well, it's COVID, so it's dangerous. So, like, they can charge more. And then for the quick, like, instant, like, know what's going on test, that's going to be like double the price of what it normally would be.
Here's the fun part, right?
What?
The test that is free, but there's like a limit on how many they'll test per day, is the one where they like rape you up the nostril and like jiggle your brain around.
My coworker got one of those, and that took like a week to get the results from.
Right. Now the rapid test, it's like a flu. It's like when you test for the flu. It's just a simple swab. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Bob's your uncle.
Yep.
That one, even then, like, they gave me a piece of paper when I got my test done. Excuse me. That said negative, but it said there is a 5 to 20% chance that you might have been given a false negative. So, as such, I woke up this morning with a slight headache and a panic attack. So,
nice.
Yeah, because you have to look out for everything. You got a runny fucking nose. Oh, you got to worry about that now.
Well, that's the thing. They're classifying everything as like COVID, and it's making it to where like anyone who dies of a natural cause, like if they've got COVID in their system, they died of COVID.
I mean, dude, and then like the symptoms are far ranging. Like one of the guys on my team, he had diarrhea. He was like blowing out his O-ring, and he had chest pains. But like, I even looked this up. I was like, diarrhea? Sure enough.
Yeah, sure enough. That's a symptom.
Apparently, your whole fucking body just like goes with this shit.
Yeah.
So I'm terrified.
People are dying of it, man.
Oh God, it's 2020 has been yes, and of course, you know. The middle of this week, like that's the time when my brain was like, hey, you know what would be really fun? Depression. That'd be real fun.
Yeah.
So like,
that happened.
So I'm dealing with all like the manager stuff at work, and then my brain is like, you're really sad now. And dude, bipolar, it's never boring. Holy fuck.
Yeah. No, I deal with bipolar people, like not you, but like.
Well, technically, you do.
Well, yeah, but you're a friend. You're fun to deal with. No, I have fucking customers who will come in just happy as can be, and the moment you give them some kind of bad news, they just immediately hate your guts.
Yeah, it reminds me of the Titus stand-up bit. You know, I knew you were gonna fucking look. I saw that. You were like a deer. Just what? Titus?
Titus? Yeah.
There's that bit he had from Norman Rockwell is Bleeding, where it's like just some people see the shit coming to hit the fan and they move out of the way of the fan.
Yep.
And then there's the other people that just stand there and let it happen, right?
Yep.
Like those are the people that like they don't know just to move out of the way of the fan.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
They're all over the place. They're all over the place. They're like a suborder of Karen.
Suborder of Karen. I like that. I like that.
Yeah. But yeah, that's I guess that's been our week, I suppose.
Yeah. Well, okay. I might as well come out and say it now. So the reason for you, with ever since COVID started, the reason why you have had such an issue with like going out anywhere, and you want to make sure you don't get it, is your mother-in-law lives with you.
Yep.
And she is high risk.
Yep.
So for me, and I can say this now because we planned it, but I'm gonna be a daddy.
Hey, you've replicated.
Yes. Now I get to deal with a little me.
Yes. So first off, congratulations.
Thank you.
The sheer fact that you found a woman willing to touch your dick was nothing short of a small miracle.
Suck it, Jots.
Like at this point, you have defied every law of nature, and you are now going to have a mini me running around, a mini loser. If I could,
mini loser,
be so bold.
Yes,
yeah. If I could be so bold,
I'll accept that.
I'm super stoked for you guys. Yeah. Yeah.
That's why I've been super careful for COVID.
Yeah. I mean, and that's kind of the whole point, right? Like, it's not about necessarily protecting yourself. It's the people around you, right? Like, the governor here likes to say that they don't want to mandate masks because of personal liberties. Okay. Gotcha.
And that's why we have 400 plus cases.
Well, what about their liberty to keep living? How about that? Maybe we should take that into consideration as well. I'm not saying that masks are 1,000% effective. I'm not saying that at all. My sister is a nurse. Believe me, like, I know otherwise. Is it a far sight better than fucking mouth breathing everywhere? Probably.
I want to tongue kiss some strangers, man.
Yeah, but just suck it up and wear the fucking thing. So my gym made these shirts for their reopening.
I like it.
And I was there today looking much like this, wearing a heavy metal fitness bandana. Of course I would take it off if someone was far enough away and I wanted to kind of like not breathe my own CO2 while I'm training. But if I had to train within, reach of somebody, that thing came on. Yeah, it's uncomfortable. It sucks, but you suck it up because it's for the better of those around you.
Yes.
I will go ahead and step off the soapbox now. For a moment, because I think before we get into the fun stuff like Star Wars and shit, we should probably talk about the other weird but righteous aspect of 2020, the protests after the killing of George Floyd. We haven't said much on this, and I think I'm glad that we did wait, and I'm glad that I'm honestly glad it's not. Okay, what am I trying to say here? It's not trending right now, and so maybe this is the most important time to talk about it, right? So we had a discussion about this some weeks ago. Outside gravity damage.
Yes.
And we were trying to figure out how do we approach this, because we don't want to say stuff for the sake of clout. I hesitate to use the term virtue signaling because I think that we should applaud people for trying to act more virtuous. But I wanted to make sure that it wasn't our voices superseding voices that needed to be heard, because it's not about people of our skin tone, insofar as it's not our voices that need to be heard. It's us that needs to take action to change it. A white supremacy problem is a white problem. It is a problem that we have to sort out. So but at the time, it wasn't time for our voices to be heard, right? It wasn't about my opinion or your opinion or anyone else's opinion. It was about voices that needed to be heard at that time.
Yeah.
So unequivocally, I think you can infer, if I don't have to come out right and say it, we here, Brad and I, we stand with Black Lives Matter. We're with them. Because it's the right thing to do. Their cause is just. Their cause is just. I know for me personally, I think the veil being lifted for me started when I read two books. The New Jim Crow and Between the World and Me. Between the World and Me was written by Ta-Nehisi Coates, an amazing writer. Those were invaluable in my education about this issue. And I couldn't recommend those enough if you are so inclined. The New Jim Crow lays out in really complete detail how we got to this point, what it's made up of, the progression. And Ta-Nehisi Coates, he has a way of communicating experience in a way that's incredibly vivid and moving. So I honestly don't know where I'm going with this. I'm kind of blabbering right now, so jump in, save me, please.
I mean, it's unfortunate. In some ways it's unfortunate what's going on right now. And I feel like supporting in the way that I do is a matter of, they're human beings. They're human beings who feel that they have been unjustly treated. And that is enough. That was enough for us years ago. So I do see what is going on.
Yeah. And I mean, for my part, I think the best thing I could have done at that moment, and I think that's what I tried to do, is like on the Twitter, was just retweet stuff that, that mattered. Retweet a voice that wasn't mine, amplify it in any way I could. And we can't let up. Like, we can't let up. This is a moment to make possible, tangible progress, and it cannot let up. So the best thing I can urge everyone to do is get online, look for the resources that tell you how to be an ally, tell you what you can do, and act on those. Yes. I know the American attention span is about that, and we need to push back against that. We need to stay on it. Change is not going to happen if we forget about it. So, it's time to stop forgetting about the fucking thing. So, I feel better. I got that off my chest.
Okay.
So how are we looking over there on the YouTubes?
We currently have one person watching us.
All right. Welcome, one person. Thank you for joining us. All right, so dude, let's get into it. Let's get into some Star Wars. That's why we're here. So first, we have to talk about the big kahuna, Squadrons. And I want your take on this, because you're a game dude more than I am. So I want your take on this. Just let it go. Let it go. Let's see.
They seem to be continuing with what they did with Jedi Fallen Order. Not like storyline wise, but definitely like in the gaming franchise, the way they are doing it. And I do love that. That. I've been going through Xbox withdrawals because my system took shit on my life.
Me too.
Like you don't understand how closely I've been following this, because I have been tracking my package. It arrived in Leon Valley like at 5:00 today.
And
that's
a hell of a distance for your package to travel.
Shut up.
How's it going?
God damn it. Yeah, it's currently sitting at the UPS Center in Leon Valley, just down the road.
Let's go get it.
I want to. I really do.
You ever seen Tenacious D in the Pick of Destiny?
Yes.
Us breaking into that UPS Center would be like JB breaking into the Rock and Roll History Museum.
Okay.
Just like that.
All right.
Just like that.
It'll end just as badly, I imagine.
We'll be arrested. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then I will not be able to enjoy my Xbox One X from prison.
Until we break out of that bitch. I've seen the Shawshank Redemption like
I'm not crawling through no sewers.
I mean, a desperate man will do a lot of things.
Yeah, but
it's either the sewer or get cornholed in the shower. Your call.
You know, I'm not the one doing the cornholing.
Fair point, and I like how you turn that around.
Yeah.
So, I it's funny because like my Xbox took a shit at the same time, and I was never like I guarantee you gamed a lot more than I did, but like now that I don't have it, I'm like, fuck, I want it more. It's fucked up. It's fucked up how that works.
Yeah. But, I mean, it's given me time on my computer. I'm currently replaying the Old Republic.
Ah,
yes.
Okay, so you're primed for talking about some Star Wars games.
Yes.
Okay, nice. So, Squadrons. What was your initial thought? Like when you saw the trailer and then the game trailer, what were you thinking?
I was really just kind of blown away. Like I probably didn't pick up on half the things that I could have watching it, because seeing it, I was just like, oh,
yeah.
Like it looks fucking awesome.
It's EA, right? It's EA, and it's not DICE, is it?
What do you mean, not DICE?
DICE, the company that did Battlefront. EA and DICE?
I don't think so.
Because, those games looked beautiful. So it's no surprise that Squadrons looks as good as it does.
EA games will always look good, but EA has their own shortcomings. They're gigantic fans of mini transactions.
Good news for you, there are no mini transactions in Squadrons.
Yes, that I am glad about. But I mean, Battlefront 2 mini transactions.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, it took us years to actually be like not absolute garbage. We went from like hot garbage to not absolute garbage.
Yeah.
Let's be real. There was not a significant improvement of skill.
No, but I mean, then of course, once we did get kind of good, our Xboxes took shits.
Of course, when we were trying to do it like regularly.
Yeah.
Of course. I was struck. Here's why I was really stoked on Squadrons, because first off, when we first started playing Battlefront, we did Starfighter Assault all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Like all the time. And we had some fun on that shit.
Our first four Battlefront 2 videos, I think, are Galactic Assault.
Yeah, the Starfighter Assault. Fuck yeah, it was so much fun. It was so much fun.
Until the enemy got Boba Fett.
Yeah, that motherfucker. So that was cool. I liked that. And then, with the Nintendo 64, you had like Rogue Squadron. And I remember going to Blockbuster as often as I could to rent that game. I wanted to pilot a snowspeeder and an X-Wing and all the cool shit. So like it's hitting the nostalgia vein a little bit there.
Oh yeah. I mean, I loved playing that game. Especially once you unlock the Naboo Starfighter.
Oh yes.
It came out like what right before, I feel like it came out like before Phantom Menace, but then I just think to myself, but how would they have the Naboo Starfighter?
I think, if I remember correctly, and I might be wrong, that it was shortly after the Phantom Menace. Maybe? I don't know. I was really young. I did not have a stenographer next to me, archiving every moment. We did not have social media.
Yeah.
What I'm really digging is like just this. It feels a lot like Battlefront in that regard, in that it has the same kind of multiplayer structure. It's got the same skeleton. I'm just hoping that the story mode is more Jedi Fallen Order-esque and less Battlefront 2. I loved Battlefront 2's story. It just wasn't long enough. Like, maybe I'm a greedy bitch, possible. But I love the story modes that are so immersive and so, like, takes forever. Point of reference, I still haven't beaten Shadow of Mordor. Not even close.
You still haven't beat? That's like the first game we got you for the fucking Xbox One.
I know, but I'm like, I'm nowhere near. I'm nowhere close. But that's actually kind of the fun part because I get to keep going with it.
But see, you would like Fallout 4. The story on that thing is fucking ridiculous.
Give that to me in Star Wars, especially Squadrons, because like the more flight missions I get to go on, the longer I can play Kenny Loggins in the background. So,
I mean, honestly, I would. You're not gonna like it just because it's Star Wars, but I would say give it a chance because it's honestly better than most Star Wars games I've played.
Bold words.
Yes. Fallout 4 is fucking amazing. You have complete freedom with everything in that game.
Uh-huh.
You build outposts, man. You get a dog.
I get a puppers?
You get a puppers.
Somebody got that guy a fucking puppers?
Someone got that guy a fucking puppers.
Nice. I might have to check that out. have to check that out.
I gave you that game, motherfucker.
Oh, you did? That's right. Well, aren't I an asshole? So what we know about Squadrons is you're going to alternate between New Republic and Imperial. So this is after Endor, prior to Jakku. And so you got the Imperial Remnant and you got the New Republic. Excuse me. In the trailer, we saw Hera Syndulla from Rebels.
Mm-hmm.
Admiral Ray Sloan from the Aftermath trilogy. Wedge. Fucking Wedge Antilles.
You have to have Wedge.
I'm so stoked on that.
He's in fucking episode 9. You're not going to have Wedge.
Oh, God. The fact that he was only in there for like 2.5 seconds still bothers me. More Wedge. More Wedge.
But he's Red Leader.
And then the shitty part is like Wedge had actually... Okay, so if you've read the Aftermath trilogy, you know Temmin Wesley is Snap Wexley of Black Squadron. Greg Grunberg's character. And Greg Grunberg. Grundberg? Yeah. He dies at the Battle of Exegol, right? His mom married Wedge. So, yeah, like Wedge's stepkid just went up in flames. And, yeah, like that's one of those, like, deep cut things. But when you see it happen in The Rise of Skywalker, you're like, oh, fuck, dude. Wedge is there when his stepkid just ate it. And, of course, Snap Wexley being most famous for Mr. Bones. Mr. Bones. Extreme violence.
What is it? Aren't like Mark Hamill's 4 kids in The Last Jedi?
I do not know.
I think they play extras, but like all 4 of Mark Hamill's kids are in the movie.
Carrie Fisher's kids in the movies.
Well, yeah.
Family affair. It's a family affair. That young Jedi at the end of Revenge of the Sith that was killed by the clone troopers that fought off in front of Bail Organa, that was George Lucas's kid.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of a Star Wars thing. So one thing I'm hoping to see with the story mode is, what I liked about Jedi Fallen Order was the planet hopping. You could really go to another world and really explore it, and it was pretty vast. I mean, limited, but bigger in scope than a lot of other things that we've dealt with.
Yeah.
If they could do more of that, I'm pretty stoked on that.
I'm about to say, I mean, you only got, 3 planets?
Oh, in Fallen Order? No.
Fallen Order? No.
Dathomir,
Kashyyyk,
the Zepho planet.
Yeah, I think it was just called Zepho.
Ilum was there.
Right. But I mean, with all the planets that they give you to fly around to in that game, the maps themselves of each planet were fucking huge.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I mean, go back to like Shadow of Mordor. By the way, R.I.P. Ian Holm.
Yes. Yeah.
Bilbo died. That sucks.
He's going on one last adventure.
Oh, God. He took the ship into the west. Namadie. Yes, I just fucking spoke Elvish. Anyway, what the fuck was I talking about? I got derailed with the Elvish. I lost it. Well,
what were we talking about?
I don't know. Stay away from cannabis, kids. It's bad for you. Anyway, so I don't know what. And the only thing that I'm kind of hesitant on is the multiplayer. I don't know if I'm going to care about this multiplayer in the way that I cared about Battlefront. Right. Yeah. And I don't know if that's just like a preference to do a first person shooter as opposed to like a piloty thing.
Well, and see, what I'm kind of hoping for is they can do a multiplayer all they want as long as part of the multiplayer is a multiplayer campaign.
That could be fun. I mean, I know they have modes. It's like the same skeletal structure as Battlefront. They have a mode on there that's basically capital supremacy. You move from dogfighting to attacking capital ships to attacking the giant Star Destroyers, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's like capital supremacy in that regard. They have like the standard assault mode where it's just teams of 5 dogfighting and shit, which is cool, but I don't know if I'm going to be invested in it in the same way that I was with Battlefront.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just a personal preference thing.
Well, and see, what I'm kind of waiting for is in Battlefront 2, the old one, the PlayStation 2 one, they had a mode on there called Galactic Conquest. And they gave you the galaxy, and you selected like what era you wanted to fight in and then what side of the army you wanted to be on. Mm-hmm. And they literally just gave you a main ship, and you start out on your home planet depending on the army you picked. And you flew around the galaxy, securing planets and essentially trying to kick your enemy out of the galaxy.
Yeah,
and I mean that game did space combat so well because both sides had a main capital ship, right? And then they had frigates, and you could destroy the frigates. You could board the enemy ship, take out their shields. You could sabotage systems. They did really well with the original Battlefront 2 game modes. And I kind of want to see that come back. I do.
Yeah. I mean, maybe at some point. I don't imagine that they're not going to update this game at all. I don't imagine they're going to do that. I'm hoping that at least at some point these updates might include like the TIE Defender from Rebels. And definitely, for the love of all that is good, give me a B-Wing. Just give me a B-Wing. I want to fly a blade. Like, I want to fly one of those so bad. Like, I'm actually, there's one thing that I'm kind of thinking about doing for this game. I'm thinking, like, I don't know if Xbox does joysticks, but man, that'd be perfect for this. Like, I would actually rig up like this chair with the joystick so I could like, because like whenever you play flying games, like when you got to turn something, you're gonna do the lean, right? Yeah. Like, if I could do that in the chair, like the penguin driving that toy like that playground Batmobile thing from Batman Returns, I'd be happier than a pig in shit. Like, oh my God. You're looking at me like Xbox doesn't do joysticks.
Well, I don't think they do.
Don't fucking shit on my dream. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Don't do it. If you got on PC still does a lot of games joysticks.
Okay. I think I'm going to write a strongly worded letter to Microsoft. Yeah, they need joysticks. If you're going to put out piloting games, give us joysticks. Well, give me a phallic-shaped object I can manipulate with both hands. Do it, you bastards. Why no joysticks? You know
what, though?
What?
They do.
Oh my God, and I got all venomous for like no fucking reason.
But it looks like it's mostly meant for like flight games. Because it's a dual set. You have the joystick that controls your pitch and everything, and you have one that controls your thrust.
I mean, Squadrons is a flight game.
Oh yeah, I mean, it might work.
All right. Operation Top Gun might have to go into full effect. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to nail a piece of wood in between these two arm rests. I'm going to mount the joysticks. Probably. I'm going to mount the joysticks so that I may manipulate them in my cockpit chair. I'm going to duct tape Bluetooth speakers, plural, to the sides of the chair so I can blast Highway to the Danger Zone on a non-stop loop while I blast TIE fighters. So let it be written. You got to admit, you were impressed with that. You were impressed with that.
I'm not. I would do it. I would do it differently.
Oh yeah. Well, bring it on, big guy. What do you got? How would you create your perfect Rebel/Imperial cockpit?
See, I mean, you're talking about putting a board across, right?
Yes, like a high chair.
Just do one on each arm of your chair, bro. Mount them there. That way you can get in and out of the chair.
Yeah, I didn't think of that. Yeah, it's a goddamn good thing I'm not an engineer or an architect or building anything of consequence anywhere.
And it's a good thing you have a friend that builds computers.
True. Okay, continue.
Okay, so have the joysticks on each arm. Don't do the speakers and blow out your eardrums with Highway to the Danger Zone.
Mm-hmm.
But do buy a flight suit.
Yes.
And have hook up the helmet to have a working headset / radio in it, like what I have right here, where I can just flip down this other microphone and I can talk through it, but the quality's not as good. Do his headset like what I have and blast Highway through the Danger Zone through those speakers, through your headset in your helmet.
Yes.
And have the badge, like have the name tag on your suit, read Captain Sully.
Oh my god, it's funny because I'm probably gonna crash a lot.
We crashed enough in Battlefront 2, for God's sake.
Like, dude, I could see it. I could see that monstrosity. Mm-hmm. And I could totally see me suiting up in a flight suit every time. I was like, hold on, Brad, before I get on live, let me get my flight suit on. All right. I'm gonna be pulling some serious G's, and I gotta be ready. Yes.
Yeah, I would just be quoting Independence Day at you. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh my God. Yes. Okay. Here's what we're going to do. This has got to happen. When this game comes out and we play our first match of multiplayer, I think because you're in a team of 5, I think you're probably going to be included in the party, right?
Yeah.
So when we are included in a party of 3 other strangers, we will only communicate in either Independence Day quotes or Top Gun quotes. That is all we will say. We will not strategize. We will not help that team in any way. If anything, we're just going to hinder them. And every time we rush a Star Destroyer, one of us is going to say, "Hello, boys, I'm back," and then just crash. Just crash it. Like, if we could sabotage the team in the process, we could do something that's on par with like a Leroy Jenkins level don't give a fuckitude. Well, I love this idea.
I mean, we have the episode when we were doing Galactic Starfighter, and we were on the mission where you have to fly into the core of the droid ship.
Yes.
And you have to take out that core in the middle. That's the last step. And wasn't there one time where it was about to die, and I was flying in shooting it, and as I was shooting it, I go, "Hello, boys, I'm back." And then I
think that did happen.
And I won.
I think that did happen.
Yeah.
Okay, so one of you listeners out there is going to have to go back to our YouTubes and watch that, but I think I can back that. I think that did happen. I think that did happen.
Yeah.
I hope it did. because that would have been.
I feel like it did. It sounds like
I really do too. I remember that. I think and I swear I can remember because I think I fucking started laughing like uncontrollably. That had to have happened. But we need to make it happen again. We got to make it happen again with Squadrons. We got to do it. Yes. So overall, I'm pretty stoked on it. It's hitting the right buttons, right? It's smashing the right buttons for me. Yeah. So aces for Star Wars Squadrons. Now we got some rumors. We got some rumors circulating out there. Yeah. So the big one is that Dave Filoni, superfan extraordinaire, is overseeing all of these different shows that are going to connect into like a cinematic universe of these Star Wars shows. So the Mandalorian will connect with this rumored Ahsoka series, which will connect with another rumored series and another rumored series, and that they aren't telling just isolated stories. They're telling one large story, like Marvel. Yeah. What do you think about this?
I would love that. I want it.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I've always wanted I want a conclusion to the story between Thrawn and Ezra. If it's Ahsoka, I want Sabine in it.
Of course.
And then my last thought is, are we going to see the death of Ahsoka? Because we know she's dead by The Last Jedi.
Rise of Skywalker.
Or Rise of Skywalker, yes.
Yeah. We know, that she's gone at that point.
She's one with the Force.
Yeah, so here are my thoughts on this. I think it's funny that Jon Favreau launched the MCU, and when he picked up The Mandalorian as executive producer and creator, he's launching yet another one. Like this dude launched something that was unheard of in cinema. You know, they caught lightning in a bottle one time. Yeah. And now they're going in for round 2. He's just like, fuck
it. He's got another bottle.
Yeah, like, screw it. I got a whole lot of lightning strikes and a whole lot of bottles. Let's line them up. I think that's really interesting. And it's not as if connectivity is foreign to Star Wars. No. Like, everything is connected. It's all part of the same tapestry. Yeah, it's not saying the same. It's not telling the same story. Yeah. They're isolated stories within the larger framework.
Yes,
but they're all connected and they all feed into one another. I mean, perfect example was Squadrons. You had a character that was written for the Aftermath trilogy in Admiral Ray Sloan. She's been in, I think, a comic or two. She's now going to be in this game. I mean, this is the connectivity of Star Wars. So in the sense that they're going to have a bunch of shows on Disney Plus that are all telling one larger story, that's pretty unique.
Yeah.
But it's not as if they don't have the right people to do it. I mean, they've got Jon Favreau and they've got Dave Filoni. Rebels and Clone Wars are connected. They often, like, Rebels will close out stories that Clone Wars started. You know, it's not unfamiliar territory for Dave Filoni. Plus, if you're going to have an executive producer overseeing this story-wise, if you want to have Lucasfilm's equivalent to a Kevin Feige, Dave Filoni is the obvious choice. Like, he's the obvious choice. Do you concur, or you just...
No, I do. I agree. I'm not disagreeing with you on anything.
So The Mandalorian Season 2 comes out in October.
Fast enough.
And here's the thing, because you remember when all the other rumors were coming out about this person was casted as this character, the guy who played Jango Fett's coming back to play in The Mandalorian, Rosario Dawson was cast as Ahsoka. We had all these casting rumors, and for weeks straight, the fandom was like, "Can you fucking stop with all of these leaks? Like, we want some kind of surprises." Now it makes sense that, like, all of these leaks were coming out. They're casting all of these characters because they are working on this larger cinematic deal. And it also makes sense in terms of like how much it cost to make The Mandalorian. It makes sense now that like that was definitely a trial, and it was definitely like let's test the waters out, but it was an expensive let's test the waters out. Well, they threw cinema money at The Mandalorian.
They threw Disney money.
Yeah, they did. They did. Like, you know, Mickey fucking backed up the money truck on Lucasfilm's front lawn and like, there you go. So it makes sense now. It starts to make sense if the rumors are to be believed, because, you know, they would need a pretty big investment to make The Mandalorian look the way it did and feel the way it did to sell the idea. Like, look, we can now branch out and do this bigger plan. Right. Yeah. And it is funny because we also had rumors of a Rebels sequel, and maybe that's its own thing. Maybe it's this Ahsoka, Mandalorian, Cassian Andor larger connection. And that's another thing, right? Like, is the Cassian Andor series going to be part of this? Because that takes place during the Rebellion, not during the time frame of the Mandalorian.
Then I would imagine it would be. I mean, unless they use it as a way to like conclude stories, or like maybe tell people, by the way, you know this loophole that we left at the end of this one? Well, here's the answer.
Yeah, that could be. Star Wars does quite a bit of that. Yes. And that could be. I don't imagine the Kenobi series is connected to this, though. I don't see how that would work. Like, I don't see how the events of Kenobi impact what's going on with the Mandalorian. But I'll admit, this is probably a job for people that are far more talented and far more intelligent than I am. Maybe they have found a way to shoehorn what happens in Kenobi into this larger thing. I had a really fucking weird thought about Kenobi. What if the main antagonist of that show is Mace Windu?
Yes, we had this discussion.
Yeah. So like the idea that popped into my head was like, all right, so let's just say for argument's sake that Mace Windu survived being yeeted out of Palpatine's office window. Let's just say he survived. He would have been conscious enough to remember that it was that little Skywalker prick what lopped his hand off. And, you know, what if in the process of surviving and laying low and healing and ruminating, what if Mace Windu starts flirting with the dark side? And before everyone gets uncomfortable, just bear with me, right? Mace Windu's
always been a bit of an extremist Jedi Master. The whole point of his form is to use emotions tied to the dark side to combat.
Yeah, Vapad.
Yeah,
like, I mean, so, and you have to make the point, like, the last thing Mace Windu does before he gets fucking punted out that window was, you know, he literally announced his intention to murder Palpatine in cold blood. You can have the argument, like, was Palpatine playing possum? He probably was. But Mace Windu, nonetheless, had decided, I'm going to murk this dude. That is flirting with the dark side, if you've ever seen it, right? And then imagine what happens to the guy after he's been yeeted out a window, you know, a couple thousand feet, survived that fall, knows that Skywalker prick done lopped off his hand. Wouldn't that stick with a guy? Stick with the guy? So my thought was, you know, we know what we know about the Kenobi series, that it takes place 8 years after Revenge of the Sith, right? He's now Ben Kenobi. He's on Tatooine. He's watching over Luke. What if it took Mace Windu 8 years to find out, like, oh, Anakin had a kid, and that kid's on Tatooine, and Obi-Wan is there. Maybe Mace goes to Tatooine in an attempt to kill this son of Skywalker to end that line, because you know, the chosen one had turned to the dark side. It all went sideways on them, and instead of learning the right lessons like Yoda did initially, Mace Windu learns the wrong lessons. And now, you know, Obi-Wan first has to deal with the fact, like, holy shit, Mace Windu's alive. Maybe it's one of those like get in close with Obi-Wan. You know, Obi-Wan doesn't really sense what's going on, and then the series has to deal with how does Obi-Wan not only stop Mace Windu, but how does he maybe pull him back from the brink? Because we know in The Rise of Skywalker that Mace Windu, you hear Mace Windu, right?
Yes.
He's obviously helping Rey. So if you were to use this as like a possible antagonist for the show, you would have to loop in a redemption there. You would have to have a moment where Mace Windu sees the error of his ways and pulls back and redeems himself. Maybe Obi-Wan doesn't redeem him. Maybe, you know, you go through all this drama to find out that at the moment when Mace Windu's about to kill the Skywalker kid, he can't do it. Maybe there's a cool emotional catharsis there that could happen. Plus, I just want to see Sam Jackson back. Call me selfish. I want to see him back bandying about a purple lightsaber. I want to see that real bad.
I don't know. He's gotten older.
Fuck that, dude. They've got the Disney de-aging technology.
Not talking about technology. I'm
telling you. He'd be fine.
Around with a lightsaber.
He would be fine. Sam Jackson would be absolutely fine. You could throw him into that de-aging process, take about 20 years off. He'd look perfectly fine. Yeah, don't be doubting Sam Jackson. Come on now.
Motherfucker.
Come on now. He'd be fine. I don't know. He said that he'd come back to play Mace Windu again. He's on the record as saying that. So, I don't know. I guess you can log that in as like my prediction. I
would. That'd be a good storyline.
Yeah, in the unlikely event that actually does happen, I'm glad we're archiving this because I want to gloat. But I do see how you could loop in an Ahsoka series, the Mandalorian series, because with those two shows, you've got the common denominator being the child. Right, that's a force-sensitive entity. So, you know, if Ahsoka shows up in Mando season 2, that's going to be a factor, right? She's now going to be in the presence of this force-sensitive species that, oh my God, that's Yoda. You know, that's got to be a storyline in and of itself. And I swear to God, if they find a way to shoehorn a younger Luke Skywalker and like a younger Ben Solo in there, that would be epic. This is why I'm like just in general stoked on the shows, the Star Wars shows, because there's so much potential there now, right? Oh, yeah. And it's able to be pumped out faster than the movies. I don't know. I'm really excited about this era of Star Wars in general because of just how much we're getting. You know, yeah. The Cassian Andor series looks really interesting to me. I'm genuinely stoked on that one. I do like a good spy espionage, like, you know, James Bond or Mission Impossible. So I'm down with that.
I don't know if he'd be the same because Cassian Andor before Rogue One was a bit different.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, he shot a guy who couldn't climb.
Oh yeah, we're probably going to see a whole lot more of that.
Yeah.
But we're also going to get a whole lot more Alan Tudyk, and one can never complain with too much Alan Tudyk in your life. From Firefly to Mr. Nobody, that man is gold. Let's see here. So, I mean, overall, we probably agree that this connected universe idea is pretty fucking sweet, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, any connected universe idea is amazing. It has major potential, as Marvel has proven. But they have to do it right. You don't want to do it like DC necessarily.
Well, I don't think that's much of a problem because the higher ups at Lucasfilm and even at Disney have absolute faith in what they're doing. So I highly doubt you would ever see the same level of interference from Disney on Lucasfilm as you did with Warner Brothers on the DC stuff. Like the shit that Warner Brothers did during that period of, you know, post Batman v Superman on is fucked. Like fucked. And that's a reason that some of those films are compromised artistically. So I don't foresee that being a problem. And I think like that's why ultimately I think that's why the MCU did as well as it did, because there were people in the positions that knew, okay, with this Feige guy, let him do his thing. Trust him.
Yeah.
He will do it right. When the studios trust the creatives, it generally tends to work out pretty well.
Yeah.
At least that's my read on it. So, I mean, we're all in for this shit.
Hell yeah.
All right. What was the final thing we had to get to? Star Wars Celebration.
Yes.
Yes. Canceled, unfortunately. Yeah. Another casualty of the global pandemic.
Bummer.
Yeah. But I do believe there is a silver lining here. The silver lining is that it has been rescheduled to 2022 in Anaheim, California. And I personally really want to make an effort to go this year. What do you think?
We could probably make a effort to go. I mean, I have family in Anaheim.
Yeah, I got family in that area too. So, I mean, California is not that hard to swing. It's not exactly flying across the pond or anywhere else like that. So I really want to make an effort. I really want to make an effort to go this year.
Charles Westcott.
What's up, Charles? What's up, bud? Thank you for joining. So, you know, and plus I think that a lot of people in the network are probably going to end up going to this, and what an opportunity to get to meet everybody. You know, what an opportunity to just hang out, and hopefully by then we'll all have vaccines, and we will not have to live in fear of the Rona. So, like I said, it's a bummer that it doesn't get to happen this year. So we're not going to get the same energy around all the announcements that were going to happen. Like, I think now we're seeing like a slow trickle of information that was probably going to come out all at once at Celebration. But by 2022, they're going to have a new Star Wars film coming out, presumably. I think that's when they said the next one was coming out, was 2022. We will have all of these other shows that will have premiered and we will have seen. Then they're going to be announcing the new stuff. We're also going to be well into the High Republic stuff that's coming.
Yes.
So even if we go for like just one day, which I think is about all we can afford.
Probably.
If I'm being honest.
If we start saving up now, we might be able to afford the tickets.
Oh, I do. I mean, I think we need to. First off, we have never traveled together, and we need to pop that cherry. Yeah, we need to pop that cherry.
But you would want to drive, or?
Fuck no.
Okay, you want to?
Fuck no.
I thought you hated planes.
I don't hate them. I don't like flying, but it doesn't stop me from getting on the damn thing. I would rather be in a plane for 4 hours to get to Cali than to drive for fucking 18. Fuck that. Have you been to New Mexico? Shit.
Yes, I've driven through multiple times.
It's so nothing. Ugh.
Better than Oklahoma, nothing.
This is true. This is very true. And then you don't even get to go through the cool part of Arizona. You don't even get to go through the cool part. You have to go through like the deserty bullshit. You can't even go into the mountains where like Sedona, where it's actually pretty. So screw that. We're flying. The best part is, I think if we can make it out there in 2022 for Celebration, we also need to go to Galaxy's Edge. We got to go.
Yeah.
No, we got to go. We're going to figure this out. We are going to fucking crack this code, and we're going to make this happen because getting to meet up with the folks of the network and all the other podcast hosts, that's just going to be awesome. Mostly because it's California, and we all know what's legal in California. So I will not have a single sober moment at all.
I've never done anything in California. I lived there.
Oh, buddy, that California green is something else. Let me tell you. I know.
That's how unfortunate.
That's a bummer, dude. That's a bummer, dude. But yeah, man. I think I'm going to Florida next year, provided we're not still in the middle of the apocalypse. I think we're going to this town near the Panhandle, Destin. I think we're going to go to Destin. At least that's the plan, tentatively. But like with the celebration thing, we can meet up with people from the network. We can be there when shit's announced. We can walk the floor. I'm probably going to go there with a backpack full of like t-shirts and stickers. I'm just gonna fucking throw them at people.
We should like have our t-shirts and we should wear that shit.
Hell yeah. Well, yeah, I'm not gonna like sell stuff. I'm literally gonna ball it up and just throw it at people. I'm gonna assault them with free merch.
I need to get me a t-shirt cannon.
Yes. Do you think they'll let us in there with that?
Probably.
We'll sneak in through a side door and we'll just like.
I can smuggle it in some way.
Yes, dude. We're gonna go full Harley Quinn from Birds of Prey in the police station on everybody. Oh, it's gonna be t-shirts like with confetti balls, so when we hit you with it, it's just like that is the most aggressive form of marketing I can come up with because like I'm that desperate for people.
Well, I mean, they make chalk paint, so I mean, we could probably like pack some chalk paint in there, have it where it's on impact, just bursts of colors everywhere.
Yes,
watch it right out.
So, like, when people say, hey, did you go to Celebration? Yeah, for like 10 minutes before we were tackled by security and arrested by the Anaheim Police Department.
I will shoot them in the face with a t-shirt cannon. They will not drag me out of there.
That's fucking awesome. Oh, God, yes. And I love how we're recording this.
It'll be worth getting a t-shirt. Yes, Charles.
Yes. I love how we're recording this, too, so they'll have evidence.
Yes.
Like, that's cool.
Oh, yeah.
That's cool. We are either the smartest or the dumbest podcasters in the world. Your vote. But then we got to go to Galaxy's Edge. Like we have to. Like we're not going to be within a stone's throw of actual Star Wars and not go there.
But Kevin, we're going to want to buy shit.
Yes, and I will take out
all the shit.
I will take out a credit card for you. And I will rack up immense amounts of debt for us to walk out of that park barely struggling to hold all of the things that we have bought. Like, I'm willing to push it that far because I want a lightsaber, goddammit. I want a Kyber crystal. I want to climb on the Millennium Falcon and have security tell me, sir, please, sir, please. And then I want to pelt him with food and act like a deranged chimpanzee. And again, get arrested by the Anaheim Police Department.
Yes.
Yes. Idiots broadcasting. Yes. That's what we're here for.
Yes.
We keep the expectations low because it's going to end up there anyway. And I like, oh my God, the more I think about it, the more I'm like, okay, we need to make this happen. We need to. Because we have fun at conventions. Most of our fun at conventions is convincing each other, don't buy that. No, don't buy that. Don't spend that. You don't need it.
So I got you not to buy the $200 Green Ranger helmet.
I'm so regretting that right now.
I know, aren't you?
I really am. Because if you look behind me, I've got Batman.
2 Batmans and a Kylo.
Yeah, and I've got what am I doing? Holy shit, I'm disoriented. Kylo, and then
opposites.
I am. I'm stoned. All right, give me a break. Get off my dick about it, okay? So yes, not having the Green Ranger helmet here to my collection is really bothering me. Also, while we're here, shame on everyone on Twitter who ignored my hot Power Ranger based question. Like, come on. So I think we need to have this out because this is an interesting conversation to be had. And I know it's about Power Rangers. Everyone can suck my bowels. Okay. Power Rangers is awesome. Get it. Just get used to it. So Green Ranger from Mighty Morphin or the Gold Ranger from Zeo. Now let's seriously dig into this. Who wins that fight? Let's seriously dig into this. Because they're both sixth Rangers, which are traditionally like the more powerful, uber powerful Rangers, right? So let's get into this. What spent very little at Chicago and we have a lifetime memory. See, that's why we need to go. That's exactly why we need to go to Celebration, and we're gonna make it happen. It's gonna happen. By hook or by crook, we're getting there. I don't care if we have to ride the rails with Bindles. We'll do it.
Oh god. So I'm gonna open up and say that I'm green. I'm a Mighty Morphin all the way. Because isn't he the only one that's ever been able to whoop all the other Power Rangers' asses for 5 straight episodes?
Dude, not only did he whoop their asses, he kicked the door in on their own Megazord and kicked them out.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Like, no, Green Ranger ain't fucking around. He ain't fucking about. He did have the coolest design out of all the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Like, that shield was genius. He had the coolest weapon, the Dragon Dagger. It's a dagger. It's a flute. You can hack somebody to pieces and then serenade them as they bleed out. Come on. He had the Dragon Zord, which was basically Godzilla. Come on.
That's fair.
Right?
That's fair.
Now, having said that, the Gold Ranger from Zeo was nothing to shake a stick at. Right? This dude, the original Gold Ranger before they gave it to Jason, was comprised of 3 identical dudes. Tray of Wisdom, Tray of Courage, and Tray of Triplets. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know the last one.
Tray of Triplets?
Yeah, but it was a power. The Gold Ranger power was like such that it required the spirits of 3 people to house it correctly. So giving it to one person, albeit Jason, who was already a Power Ranger, it was not, the power couldn't survive in that vessel. It had to be, I think I'm remembering that correctly, right? But like, there you go. You got a power that's so powerful that it cannot be held by just one person. And like the Gold Ranger's first appearance, he's literally like a gold blur. Well, as blurry as mid 90s special effects on a kids television show would get you. Yes, Charles. Gold Squadron, Gold Ranger. So I don't know. Like, I think the Gold Ranger, I don't know. You can give him and plus if it's Jason fighting Tommy, I mean, come on.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know if that would end in a draw. My gut says it ends in a draw.
Yeah.
That's my gut. My gut says it ends in a draw.
I can see that happening.
Now the real crucial question. Who had the better theme music, the Green Ranger or the Gold Ranger? Because every 6th Ranger got their own music. Yeah, that's a tough one, isn't it? That's a tough one.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, so from a musical standpoint, I'm going to go real music nerd on this. The Gold Ranger theme had that cool lead. I'm getting there, Charles. Trust me. The Gold Ranger theme had that cool lead beyond it, right? Or behind that.
Yeah.
But the Green Ranger theme, it just had this kind of like the way that he was doing like half steps and things when he's descending those riffs, that it just had a more metal sound to it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm going green. See, Charles, told you. I'm going Green Ranger. Just because it had that more metal kind of vibe, right?
Yeah.
But Gold Ranger theme is not bad. Now, if I had to rank the first 3 6th Ranger themes, it would probably be honestly the White Ranger theme first. It just had a pop to it. Green Ranger, Gold Ranger. Everything beyond that, I don't care. Now, what do you think?
I would just say Green Ranger, honestly, because I mean, not even because of like the way you put it, not even that way, because I'm a Mighty Morphin fan all the way. Like, there is no other Power Rangers for me.
Yeah, I know.
It's a tough question because I am trying to think of like the other theme musics, but my mind always goes back to Green Rangers. It's drawn there.
I will tell you right now, I am not ashamed to admit this. You can go on Spotify right now. You can go on Spotify and you can look up the name Ron Wasserman, and there will be an album full of music from the Power Rangers because Ron Wasserman is the man who wrote it. And it's better production. So I think he went and re-recorded the instruments to it. I think it's a drum. I think there's a drum machine. I think he's doing a drum program on there, but it doesn't matter. But it's reproduced versions of those songs. Same singer, same material. Man, I'm not ashamed that when I have to go down in the garage and get some, boxing or kickboxing done, that's what I throw on. I put that on. Yeah, because I'm a 32-year-old man, and that's what we do. So give that a go. Give that a go. Next time you want to go on a jog or something like that, throw some Power Rangers music on. Be a man. So I think that's all I got for tonight. What do you think?
No, yeah. I mean, I'm ready for it. I'm ready for it. All right. I'm excited. Star Wars is getting moving. Like for a long time there, you really didn't think about how stagnant things were because, it was 3 movies, 3 prequels, and then 3 sequels. And now they've now if you factor in all the shows and all this new stuff that they're coming out with, the train's getting rolling, and it's going to be awesome.
It's a goddamn good time to be a Star Wars fan. I mean, just this year alone, we got the High Republic coming at some point. I know it got delayed a little bit, but it's still coming. Mando Season 2 is still on track to premiere in October, which would be nice because that'll be right around the time the second wave hits, and we're all going to need something to keep us sane. So yeah, I mean, you're right. It feels like they're getting the gears going to really kick it off. So the Disney era is honestly, I don't care how many fucking fandom menace people I piss off with this. The Disney era has been the gift that keeps on giving, because though you may have some critiques or some feelings or some thoughts, we are not want for Star Wars. It's just coming at us. And this is a really, really unprecedented time to be in this fandom. I know for us personally, it's a really fucking cool time to be in this fandom because we're involved with a network full of Star Wars fans.
Yes.
And we got a really cool episode coming soon. The editing has been a challenge.
The editing in general has been a challenge, but I've been working on it. I'm almost done with it.
Yep. It's a really interesting discussion.
Yes.
That we had with Brad from the Scarif Scuttlebutt about democracy in Star Wars and Lucas's warnings about democracy, or not about democracy in general, but like what could happen if you don't. Yeah, Lucas is warning about fascism. So we had a very interesting discussion with Brad about that. It was a really good time. And we will be having more of that. We will be doing more collaborations because there's just so many talented people at Red 5. By the way, if you haven't gone to red5network.com, what the fuck are you even doing? Like, seriously, get off your fucking ass, go to your computer or get on your phone, type in red5network.com. It's real simple, red5network.com, and then go peruse all these awesome fucking shows. You got Scarif Scuttlebutt, Jedi Temple Archives, You of Coruscant, Coruscant Radio Underground, you got Pizza and Parsecs, you got the Nerd Herder Council, you got Pod Wars, you got Force of Light Entertainment. Like, do I need to keep going before you get off your ass and go to that website? By the way, go to Twitter, give them a follow. Give them a follow. Because this network is not about keeping things small. We want galactic domination. We coming for them ears.
Brad has some awesome depth to him. Not me, the other Brad.
That is not true. I don't have that. Is not true. You've got a lot of depth. Yes, but Brad from Scarif Scuttlebutt was an amazing conversationalist. Yes. One could even call him a cunning linguist. Okay. Wacka wacka. Sorry.
So disappointed in you.
Sorry. Sorry. But that episode is dropping soon. Of course, this one we are also recording, so that will be available soon as well. Yeah. And then, like I said, we got a lot of cool stuff coming down the pipeline. So we will be doing more of this definitely more of this.
Yes, more live streams, more of this.
Yeah, I think the next one we're probably going to do as a live stream is a watch along of Batman the Animated Series. So
yeah,
we're going to continue that because, like, commentary audio only is kind of hard, right? But I imagine that if we are all sitting together watching the same thing, and we can all hang out and talk about said thing. So we will probably be doing Batman the Animated Series Season 1, Episode 2.
Yes. We recorded the first one.
Yeah. So if you've got like DC Universe, the app, or if you have any kind of streaming platform that you can watch the animated series from, or you own it, we will do that. You guys will put it on your end, we'll put it on our end, and we'll all watch it and have a good time. So keep an eye out for that, and we'll have some fun now that we have the capability of doing this. Like we're gonna really lean into it. So, having said that, thank you guys for hanging out with us tonight. Charles, you're a champion. You're a fucking champion. Thank you for hanging out with us. Who else was here?
Well, Charles is the only one that comments or anything. He's the only one that I would know of.
Okay. Well, if you just lurked,
we have people join and then leave, join then leave.
Nice. So if you were lurking, thank you. If you missed anything, this of course will be on the audio version, so you can catch up. But again, thank you guys for hanging out. What an awesome way to spend our Saturday night. Be on the lookout for some more cool announcements coming.
Yes,
we got some interesting stuff coming down the pipeline. Thank you, Charles. I would call this successful. Some could say the greatest ever. My Trump sucks. I can't get him.
No one gets it.
I'm gonna too true. I'm gonna shut up now. We're gonna end the stream. We're gonna say good night, good afternoon, and good morning.
Now, hold on, Kevin. Where can they find you?
Oh, yes. Well, you can find me right.
Damn it!
Oh shit! You can find me right here. I'm staring at you. You guys can find me on the Twitters at Force_losers. I usually hang out here with my friend Qui-Gon. Sorry, he fell, and I have to put him back in his spot. You can find me at Force_losers. If you're talking to someone on the Twitter, you're talking to me. You can also see me on Instagram at HeavyKevyHKT if you want to see a dad bod rocking, formerly kind of strong, now not so strong, weak motherfucker try to get strong again. I guess. Check it out. I don't know. Brad, where can they find you?
You can find me on the Facebook. If you're on the Facebook, you're talking to me. You can now also find me on Twitter at Intrepid Co-host.
Yes.
So we're actually talking about changing up a few things with where we are located, by the way. We're still going to be on YouTube, clearly, if we're doing the live streams. But we're looking to switch over from Podbean to another platform. We'll probably not be on Podbean or Stitcher anymore, but we will be on iTunes, Google Play, and now Spotify as well. Yeah. So, that's kind of why, like, once we got the network behind us, we really got excited because we could expand more. We could make more of this podcast. And at this point, I mean, we've been with Podbean and Stitcher for 3 years. Like those were the ones that got us out there. Yeah. We're looking to expand it some more. Yes, Twitter. I'm still learning.
Yes, he is. He will learn how to do proper tweets as soon as probably I learn how to do them.
Yeah. But no, so we're looking to expand, and I mean I do appreciate Podbean and Stitcher for having us while they did, but I mean we're looking to bring more.
Yeah, we're looking at obviously going to Anchor FM. So that's looking really interesting. And I think looping back to the network just before we sign off here, if it were not for the Red 5 network, if it were not for becoming a part of this thing, I don't think we would have been as motivated to do this, to get everything set up in order to do this. I don't think that we certainly wouldn't have the listenership we have now. We wouldn't have the friends we have now that we have been making through the network. I have been having the time of my life interacting with everybody. That includes you, Charles. It includes you, Charles. Christ, what does it say? You singing sounds like you're at a public urinal and you're just like sloshing back and forth.
I was actually going for Herbert from the Family Guy spoof of Star Wars, my good sir.
Oh my God, it's still not any less creepy than the image I had in my head.
Yes.
So yeah, I mean, like if it weren't for being a part of this group, and if it weren't for meeting all these fine people, we wouldn't be where we are right now. So, hats off to the network and all the all the podcasters that are part of it, man. Like I genuinely feel like we're part of something special. So get used to this. Get used to me sucking the dick of the network all the time because I'm just a good team player. Now that we've ended the night with dick sucking.
Sure. I mean.
So thank you guys again for hanging out. All the places we listed, that's where you can find us. You can also find us on red5network.com. And until next time, we're going to send you off proper, as we do every night. So give Brad and I a second to open our Audacities so we can
see. I have. So I've actually already got mine open.
Okay, so you know what? You're probably just going to have to end the stream and then I'll stop the Audacity because I'm on a laptop. I don't have the command module in front of me. All right, so let's send you guys off proper. Ready? And a one, and a two, and a three. Later, bitches!